Good morning. My name is Noel Thompson. I'm the children's minister here at Christ Lutheran Church. I also have the awesome privilege and blessing to lead the Thailand Mission Team. We were there from July 23rd through August 9th. It was an amazing experience, and during this service you will hear just some amazing stories how it touched our hearts. The mission of our team was to minister to the Lahu people. The Lahu people are one of the 6 main hill tribes in Thailand. The hill tribes will be considered native people to the country and the region. Thailand is a country where they can live legally, but they're refused citizenship, meaning these hill tribes are forced to live in remote areas. And because of that, it's really hard for them to survive. And mostly to survive, a lot of families will sell their children for child slavery, child trafficking, and prostitution. I just read an article recently in Thailand, over 80,000 girls in Thailand are prostitutes under 18. And so our focus was to go to Thailand and minister to a lot of people. And hopefully after we share a little bit, we can really see how blessed we are as Christ Lutheran Church to have a Lahu congregation that worships here every Sunday. We are just so blessed and lucky to have these wonderful people be in our church. Real quick, we work with the Mighty Oak Tree Foundation. The Mighty Oak Tree Foundation is founded in Phang, Thailand, really north, considered one of the poorest regions in Thailand. Their focus is to fight child trafficking by starting with children. They rescue children, they sponsor children, and they will pay for their educational supplies, and they will hopefully rescue them from the horrible stuff that could happen to them. The Griffith family runs a foundation. I'm childhood friends with David, and that was one of the main reasons why I went to Thailand. I've worked with the Mighty Oak Tree Foundation 3 separate times. So real quick, I'm just going to ask Carol to come up, and she's going to talk about the Tamar Center in Pattaya. The Mighty Oak Tree Foundation helps prevention of child trafficking. The Tamar Center ministers to to girls who are already in prostitution. So here is Carol.
Sawadee. That's a greeting you'll see when you go to anywhere in Thailand. Pattaya is a coastal city that's situated on the Gulf of Thailand. After spending the day snorkeling in the Gulf, we prepared ourselves for our evening ministry. I'll read an excerpt from my travel journal. Tonight we travel to the child trafficking prostitution district to pray and to minister. God be with us. The name of the street is the Walking Street, lined with open-sided bars, restaurants, and shops, and they sell everything. It was heart-wrenching to see these young girls be sacrificed so that they could support their families. And the men, married or not, would buy them for 1,000 baht, which equals about $30 here in the U.S. It was an evil place. God, shine your light upon them, enter into their darkness. So we fast forward to the following morning, and as we prepare to leave from Pattaya and head north to Phang, we stop at the Tamar Center, a YWAM affiliate. Working with the local churches, their ministry is to go to the areas in Pattaya, just like the Walking Street, to minister to the girls. They have to buy them in order to get FaceTime with them. They spend time developing relationships by praying with them and encouraging them to go to the Tamar Center. There, they will learn about Jesus through Bible studies, and they'll be trained life skills such as sewing, hairdressing, baking, card making, and jewelry making that will allow them to earn an income and keep off the streets. Our host introduced us to their ministry, and I was blessed to get to hold Guitar, the son of one of the girls at the center. It did something to me to hold this sweet child. He was beautiful and very unaware of the life that his mother led. He will most likely never know who his father is. His mother was making cards that day, and we observed all the girls carefully creating these crafts. Guitar was surrounded by immense love, and his mother beamed. We spent time, and actually a great deal of baht, at their store. We purchased cards and jewelry, which helps to support the ministry of the Tamar Center. Before leaving, we actually taste tested many of the bakery items, and seriously, the best banana cake I've ever had in my entire life. It was so good. My takeaway from this experience was that this place provided hope, and God, with His infinite wisdom, allowed us to see the darkness that covers the streets at night, and the light and the hope that is available through the Tamar Center. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for your financial support and for your encouragement and the prayers throughout this trip. Sawadee ka.
Through my time in Thailand, I experienced things that I can't even describe and put into words. But on day 9, we went to a Buddhist school where we were able to teach English camp with students that have basically just pen and paper and no desks, and just the drive to learn and take everything that we were there to give to them was amazing. When we went to the school in Phang, we were able to teach them Christianity and everything else when 99% of Thai people are Buddhists. This was a huge deal, being that the Mighty Oak Tree Foundation had about 30 kids that were in their program going to this school, which was a big influence on why we were able to teach at that school and be able to teach Christianity. And the last part of that day, we were able to play a soccer game, and it was 5 of us Americans and against 30 Thai kids, and we ended up losing. It was kind of set in stone, and through all this, I took away the fact that there's so much more to life than the things that we hold as property and everything else, and that we can just let those things go and understand that there's so much more. That's what I got. And thank you all for prayers and support.
That's a pretty accurate picture, the one of me sleeping in the airport. This trip exhausted me, physically as well as emotionally. We spent our mornings doing development projects at the church, and then our evenings we would bring fellowship and worship to different ministries that were supported by the Mighty Oak Tree Foundation. One of the ministries that really touched me is called the Agape Home, which is a home that is run by the Mighty Oak Tree. There are 4 girls that currently live there. Their names are Pa, Juan, Air, and Mint, and they range in age from about 13 to 19. These girls can apply for sponsorship to live in this home, which serves as a safe house to prevent these girls from a life of prostitution. These girls come from families that are too poor to allow them to continue their education and are expected to find work to help support their families. But their sponsorship allows them to stay in school, as well as covering the costs of their schooling, tuition, books, uniforms, etc., and lets them stay to get an education that will allow them to support themselves, as well as send support to their families. The goal is that their education can provide these girls with a sustainable job so that they will not have to sell themselves. These girls really touched me with their enthusiasm and their sweet attitudes. We were able to communicate through a mixed language of limited English and very limited Thai, but we mostly found a common language in smiles and laughter, and that seemed to work just fine. We got to hang out with them in their common room the first night we met, and we taught them a Sunday school lesson, and we shared some snacks and fellowship. I can't explain the connection I felt with these girls, but I kept thinking about what I was doing with my life when I was 13. Being worried that I would have to leave school to support my family wasn't even a thought for me. And whatever these girls had to go through before arriving at this home, this safe haven, they had the biggest, brightest smiles on their faces, and such a positive outlook. And that just really helped me to be grateful for the life that I have as well as the time that I spent there.
I want to start out by saying thank you to everyone here for all your prayers and support, and especially to this congregation for generous giving that made this trip possible. Being a part of this journey is a dream. To me, for me, it's once a lifetime opportunity. Being able to visit my hometown, my own people, and being able to walk down the very street where I grew up, it means everything. Not one word can express how I feel at the moment. I'm thankful for the opportunity and thank God for each and every moment. Seeing where I came from, my roots, it's amazing how far I have come. But I can boldly say that God is good. Thank you.
I begin by having you answer a couple of questions in your mind. How many bath towels do you own? How many sets of sheets do you have for each bed? How much love do you show to people you just meet? And how often do you truly trust in God to give you what you need through prayer? Pastor Enoch is a prayer-filled man. About 11 months ago, he began praying that God would help him reach children in need by building a home for them. People of his church had property that they shared with him for free. One prayer answered. The Mighty Oak Tree Foundation had children who needed a home. Prayers answered for Pastor Enoch's mission and for the children. We had the great privilege to visit Pastor Enoch's mission, KKMC, Kingdom Kids Ministry Center. Upon our arrival, we were shown the building's sustainable fish farm and garden on the property. Pastor Enoch then told us about his passion for the ministry and how it came to be. He also introduced us to the children and told us about their families and how they ended up at his mission home. Pastor Enoch, along with his sister, care for 6 children, providing them with love, support, and a future. The children bike to school daily and are sponsored either by Compassion International or the Mighty Oak Tree Foundation. This support helps them with their schooling and school supplies. While we were there, I noticed a young girl, Nita, who had a lazy eye. On the spot, we took her to find an eye doctor. Even though the injury was too old, we were still able to get Nita glasses to help hide the lazy eye and burst her confidence. Sila was another child we were able to begin the process of healing. He has 2 fingers on each hand that are webbed. We were able to see that he was seen by a doctor in Thailand, and through our intervention, it was realized that he's able to get this minor surgery for free. So now think back to those original questions about how many towels and sets of sheets you have. Because of your support, our team was able to bless the children, Pastor Enoch and his sister with their very own towel, toiletries, school supplies, and mosquito nets. I wish you could have seen the joy they felt that day. It was palpable. So from them to you, I say thank you. And for that last question, how often do you truly trust God? I'm still learning a lot about this. I often think I know best. However, I need to be more like Pastor Enoch and put my full trust in God that He will provide. He will show me where I am supposed to be. And I'm so happy God chose for me to go to Thailand. I will never, ever forget the children's smiles. They might not have a lot of material possessions, but they do have the joy of Jesus, and that is all we really need.
This past year has been a tough one for me emotionally. I'm the type of person that likes to be in control of my life and know what is happening ahead of time. I wasn't going to do this 2 times in a row. I am a planner in both my professional and personal lives. Just when I feel like I am on track with where I think my life should be, God throws me a curveball. I spent most of my young adult years getting myself to a place that allowed me to feel like I was ready for a family of my own. The problem is that it's not about me being ready or following my plan for life. It's about God knowing when I'm ready for it or not. It's God's plan for me. His timing is what matters, not mine. I don't always like what I think He has planned for me, and I don't always typically understand why. I need to learn to let go and truly trust Him. My new friend Famui said it best. She said that you can set the cup on the table, but unless you let it go, you never know if it will stay or fall. I have to learn to let go. Thailand was a life-changing experience for me, as I believe it was for all of us. I had the pleasure of seeing how another country very different from ours lives. Among the many wonderful things you've already heard from my friends, there is one special experience that I would like to share with you. I met some really great people. Standing up here and telling you about them could never really do them justice, but I'm going to give it a shot. All of the people we had the pleasure of meeting made this trip very special in their own way. One person in particular has a piece of my heart since the minute I saw her. It was love at first sight. Her name is Pim. She's a 10-year-old girl that lives with Pastor Enoch in the place you just heard from, Carissa. Her parents are divorced, yet none of them were able to care for her, so she was left on her own, taken under the care of Pastor Enoch. The moment I met her and saw that smile on her face, I knew that she was going to be special to me. Before I knew it, she was clinging to my waist with a hug like I've never experienced. We didn't know each other's names, and we didn't speak the same language, but God was there bringing us together. We communicated through Him. Oh, I can't see. Her heart met mine through a smile that was like no other, and there was no looking back. She humbled me more than anyone else in my life. She quite literally has nothing material but the clothes on her back. Yet she was always smiling, a true, genuine smile, which seemed to get bigger when we were together. She also seemed to be the glue for her 5 brothers and sisters. She seemed like the one that kept them going and continued to bring up spirits, always encouraging to those around her. She is truly my inspiration. She is the person I wish I could be. The thing I will miss most about Thailand is her beautiful smile and those amazing hugs that no one could ever duplicate. If I'd had a backpack big enough, I would have brought her home with me. This trip changed my life in one very, very big way, among so many others. It reminded me that God truly does have a plan for all of us. I may not understand why or where He is leading me. If I may not, I would have chosen. It may not be where I would have chosen for myself, but I learned through my beautiful Pim that there is a reason. He has our best interests at heart. No matter how much or how little we have, knowing we have God's love is enough. He will never let us down. I'm a planner. I don't like not knowing what is in store for my future, but I'm learning to let go of the cup and truly trust Him to take me where He wants me to be. Hopefully someday that leads me back to Pim. If not, she will always have a piece of my heart, and the memory of her smile will be a constant reminder to me that I have a reason to be smiling too. Every day truly is a gift. As they say in Thailand, Kap Kun Ta. Thank you.
A big foundation, a big thing we did in Thailand was through Good News Church. Good News Church is a church where the Mighty Oak Tree Foundation was founded from. And every mission we did with kids, through the Agape Home or Pastor Enoch's home, they all go to church at Good News Church. So Good News Church is kind of the main hub for our ministry. Good News Church really blessed us. They brought us up front. We introduced ourselves. We played games through a youth group. A lot of fun just running around in 89, 90-degree humidity. Pretty fun. We had a chance to do some testimonies, some speaking opportunities, which was awesome. We also had a chance to sing. And we found out if you put a microphone in front of Robbie, there's no turning back. So watch out, man. So we had a great time singing and doing some special music. Just a really great time spending with the kids. We had a lot of opportunities with the children. They also built a new bathroom and they wanted us to paint. So I immediately gave the paintbrushes to the girls and they did that. So just awesome. I mean, the kids were so excited that, they just blessed their bathroom with just some paintings. We replaced some tables where they have lunch every Sunday. It was just a great, great time. We also built about some weeks, and I found some bugs that I've never seen before. Another great Nulek mention was Nulek's hometown. I don't know if you remember Pastor Sammy. Nulek is Pastor Sammy's younger brother, and Pastor Sammy shared his story last Advent about the refugee camp in their hometown. Pastor Sammy in Nulek's hometown was about an hour away from where we were. And so we took Nulek there, and Nulek had a chance to visit his school that he went to about 25 years ago, Nulek. Nulek didn't believe it was the school, but it was. And so it was just a great time. And we also went to Nulek's hometown and walked down the street that Nulek walked down. And so it was just a huge blessing for us to be a part of that journey for Nulek. And we were just so excited for him to speak and minister to the Lahu people and talk about how much God has blessed Nulek. Because of your wonderful and generous donations, and just you blessed us so much, we were able to purchase a playground set for Pastor Enoch's home. And this playground set, all they had was just a home in a common area. They had nothing really to play with. And so we built something, or we purchased something with a basketball hoop, a slide, and swings, and the joy on their faces was so great. So thank you so much for your donations and your support. And we were able to not only just bless them there, but also bless them in the future with the playground set. So yeah, and after the service, we have a slideshow. So if you want to stick around, we'd love to play that slideshow for you with other pictures and other ministry opportunities that we've had. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much, Christ Lutheran Church. We're so blessed to represent you guys in Thailand. And I encourage you all to ask questions, because we have so much more we can talk about. But I work here and I have a time limit, and so we're just really blessed. We really are. So thank you so much for your support, and we wish you nothing but blessings upon this Labor Day weekend. Thank you.
We are blessed to have a team like this. Thank you for sharing God's love and God's peace with the Thailand people. The peace of the risen Lord be with you always.